Today, we're taking a deep dive into an important issue affecting this cow. It may not be obvious at first glance, but there's a serious problem lurking beneath the surface of her right hind foot. Let's follow along as the worker inspects the issue and takes the necessary steps to treat it. At first glance, the foot doesn't appear too alarming. But as the worker lifts her foot, it becomes clear that there's some drainage near the toe area, a sign that something isn't right. Upon closer inspection, we notice the middle claw looks fine, but the side claw has a lower heel and a thicker toe. These are signs of necrosis, or tissue death, and we can see some redness beginning to show as the worker trims around the typical ulcer site. Here's where things get interesting. The toe is filled with contaminated material, and as the worker trims away, we can see how the inner area of the claw has been affected. One of the most common questions the worker gets is, does it smell? And yes, this kind of infection has a very distinct, pungent odor. It's one that sticks with you long after you've smelled it. Now, what exactly is necrosis? It's the death of cells in the hoof, and here, we're seeing what's known as toe necrosis in cattle. Typically, external injuries trigger this process, but in this case, it seems like an internal issue, perhaps trauma that cut off blood flow to the area, leading to tissue death from the inside out. To treat this, the worker needs to remove all the external material from the hoof. If you look closely, you'll notice that the hoof material isn't growing properly. It's uneven and jagged. This signals that the hoof isn't producing keratin as it should, which leads to these kinds of issues. One of the biggest challenges in treating necrosis is getting the area to heal again, especially when the damage is deep. Sometimes these are called unrecoverable lesions because the hoof capsule takes so long to regenerate. To help stabilize the foot, the worker uses a wooden block. This keeps the cow from putting too much weight on the damaged claw and allows it to heal properly. The goal is to remove as much of the irregular growth as possible, clean the area thoroughly, and give the hoof a chance to heal. While the cow may never have a perfect hoof again, the aim here is to reduce discomfort and give her the best chance at recovery. As the treatment continues, you can see how much effort goes into helping this cow. The necrotic tissue may never fully recover, but with proper care, we can make her much more comfortable. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content on animal care and health. The layers on this cow's hoof hide an incredibly painful and complex issue, which the skilled trimmer is revealing and addressing step by step. At first glance, it may seem like a simple procedure, but there's a lot happening beneath the surface of this outer layer that needs attention to relieve the cow of pain and prevent further complications. Experienced hoof trimmers, like GP professionals, immediately recognize the signs of deeper issues when they see hoofs in this condition. The horn plates of outer protective layers are loosening from the sole. This separation allows infection to creep in, often creating cavities and cracks within the hoof. These imperfections are not only painful but also damaging to the cow's mobility and overall health. As the trimmer lifts his knife to begin, we can observe that the outer claw is where the primary issue lies. Around the heel, the cracked, loose horn is connected to what's called a white line defect. This white line is where the hoof wall connects to the sole, and any disruptions or gaps here can lead to serious structural issues and pain. The trimmer's goal is clear. He must remove as much of the damaged hoof horn as possible without cutting into sensitive areas of the skin. He's applying steady pressure, focusing on the outer claw to shift the cow's weight away from it and towards the inner claw. This strategy helps relieve pressure on the damaged area, which is crucial in reducing pain and allowing it to heal. Each cut needs to be precise, removing just enough horn to provide relief without causing further injury. As the trimmer continues working, you'll notice areas of bruising starting to emerge. Bruises like these are signs of internal damage that has surfaced over time, often as a result of pressure, poor hoof balance, or even improper weight distribution. He carefully peels away each layer, exposing deeper sections of the hoof and getting closer to the affected area. The inner hoof is especially delicate here, and you can see how each layer of damaged horn that's removed brings him closer to a clearer view of the underlying problem. In some places, the horn is thick and rigid, while in others, it's flaky and loose, a sign that the keratin production has been disrupted, preventing healthy growth. Removing these layers is essential to uncover the full extent of the damage. Once he reaches the white line defect, you can see that this isn't just a minor crack. It's a grayish line that runs through the hoof, and this defect runs deep, creating tunnels and cavities that trap dirt, bacteria, and debris. The danger with these cavities is that they create a perfect environment for infections, which can worsen the cow's condition. Every layer he removes exposes yet another small pocket, each one housing potential sources of pain and discomfort. As he trims, you can observe these small, cavern-like formations where the hoof horn has separated from the core. This separation leads to what's known as wall ulcers, small but impactful ulcers that are especially sensitive to pressure. These ulcers are a major contributor to the pain the cow is experiencing, and addressing them thoroughly will reduce the risk of infection and inflammation. You may also notice how precise he is in removing only what's necessary to reveal and clean each pocket without further damaging the sensitive tissue underneath. As the video draws to a close, you can see the significant difference this trimming session has made. The hoof is visibly cleaner, with layers of damaged horn removed to reveal a healthier base. By addressing each cavity, ulcer, and crack, he's minimized the potential for infection and set the cow on a path to recovery. It's an intricate, delicate process, and while the end result may look simple, the trimmer's expertise and patience are what allow the cow to find relief from her painful condition. Each layer removed, each pocket cleaned, and every angle adjusted has brought this hoof one step closer to healing.